Hello, beautiful people, balanced beings. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's get into our yoga class today. So, for our class today, I would like to do a practice that will help us get into our feminine energy. So, I know that has been quite a buzzword as of late. So, when I say tap into our feminine energy, what I mean is tap into that creative side, that flowy energy, that nurturing, expressive part of us where we can really get into our bodies, feel our bodies moving, and really just let everything else go. So let's go ahead and get started right in the middle of our mat, right where we are, no time like the present, right? Let's start as I like to start all of my classes. Big inhale, pinching the shoulder blades up toward the ears, and a big exhale, melting them down toward the floor. Good. Now, because we are getting creative in our practice today, tapping into our flowy energy, normally we would start our practice with a little bit of breath work, and I still want to do that. But with our breath work for this practice, let's put a little movement in that breath work. So I would like for you to start at the crown of the head, and we're going to very slowly reaching the crown of the head up toward the ceiling. So we still want to have that nice connection, like someone's lifting us up through that imaginary string. We feel our ab muscles engage as we get that nice lift going. So keep that nice lift, and very slowly start to invite in those small circles, drawing circles on the ceiling with the crown of the head. Tapping into the breath with big inhales in and soft, slow exhales out. Still allowing the shoulder blades to hang down heavy away from the ears. Grounding down through the soles of the feet. Maybe put a soft bend in the knees here. Good. Be kind to our legs. Nice. And from this space and place of just feeling our neck releasing, maybe we feel a little crickety crackety pop here. And if that comes along with pain, please don't do any more and breathe through it. If it doesn't come along with pain, let's continue to navigate this space. And then from that place, let's move it down the chain. So we'll go to the shoulders. Now we have the shoulders and the head, the crown of the head spiraling. Breath is nice and full, big inhales in and exhales out. Maybe you've closed your eyes, maybe not. If not, you know, I always invite you to come along on this journey with me. So close your eyes here. Good. If it feels good, of course. We're spinning, so maybe it doesn't feel so good. Good. And then from this place, let's invite the hips in. So we're going to start circling the hips. You can even bring your hands toward the hips. Another part of our feminine energy aspect is that sensuality. So if you want to put your hands on your hips here, on your waist, and feel your hips circling around. Good. Shoulders spinning around that little axis. Crown of the head spinning around. Breath nice and full. Good. And we can get really intuitive here. So if you want to change the directions, good. Following the breath. Maybe the hips really love it, so we stay there. It's your practice. Just tap into your body here. Feel everything that's moving. What feels stiff today? What feels really loose? What maybe hurts just a little bit? Just notice it. Good. Let's take one more big inhale in and exhale out. Good. And then as you're ready, we'll very slowly let that go. Slow that ripple way down. And then with the hands still on the waist, let's very slowly on a big exhale. We're just going to pop our hips out toward the right side. Good. Put a soft bend in that right knee and maybe a deep bend in that left knee. And we're hanging out here. We're going to feel this hip open. Also, nice little hip action. So check that out. If you can look at yourself, check out that nice little hip action. So we can stay here just opening up that hip. If you want to do a little more, maybe we want to send the same hand as hip up. Good. It's just a nice little expressive pose here. I like to imagine I'm like a celebrity or something.
Sorry, I'm having trouble.
And my
Can you say that again?
Good. So hold that for a little bit. Big inhale in and exhale out. Good, and then we'll very slowly walk our way on an inhale toward the second side, grounding down heavily through the feet, and then switching, popping out that left hip. Good, maybe taking a peek at yourself if you like. Good, it's a very sensual pose, but also hip hiking is very beneficial for hip health. If we're like, boop, boop. So just check that out a little bit. If you want to do a little more here, you can send that same hand as leg up. Maybe find yourself a little pose here, a little mudra with the hands if you like. It's your world. Good. Couple more inhales in, exhales out. Of course, if there's pain here, we let it go. And very slowly, maybe on the inhale, lift it up, back. At center, shoulders over hips. Big exhale as we allow the hands to float down. Next, big inhale, soft bend in the knees. We'll send the hands down, around and up, reaching up through both sides of the body. And then on the exhale, let's turn the hands forward. And we're just gonna spill it down, belly button the spine, spill it down. Big exhale, big inhale, roll up through the spine. And exhale, belly to spine. We float down. Good. Swim it up and float it down. I like to think of that the inflatable man here just flailing about. So we could be a little bit more graceful than the inflatable man here, or maybe not. It's your practice. If you want to flail about, if that helps you get into your body today, give me some of that. Good, but if it feels better to do this, we can be a little bit more graceful, a little bit more controlled here than the inflatable man. Good, floating it up and spilling it down. We'll feel the backs of the legs open here, get nice motion in the spine, maybe releasing the low back. Don't forget to spill that breath in and throughout. A couple more rounds here. Big inhale in and exhale as you go down. Good, last one. Good, and from here, let's very slowly roll up, bend the knees, sink down through the heels, send that belly to spine, we'll roll up nice and slow through the crown of the head. Crown of the head is the last thing to lift here. Very good. As you're ready, once again, soft bend in the knees, send the hands down, around and up. Good. And then we will grab the right wrist with the left hand and take the right toes right behind the left foot. We're gonna pop the hips out toward the right and lean toward the left. So hips, long way to say hips away from the hand, looking up at the ceiling or down toward the hip, whatever feels best. But see if we can feel that nice opening along the side body, like we're pulling from out of that hip socket. Get a nice deep, more expressive side bend here. Good, and then on the inhale, let's come out, we'll release the hands. Big inhale, open up wide across your mat. Take up space here, hello. Take up space here, big inhale, open. Good, and then on the exhale, second side, take a big leap. Step now the left toes behind the right heel. Grab the left hand with the right hand, and we pop the hips out to the left. We lean to the right. Good, get an expressive here if we like as well. Nice job. Maybe we want to take one hand here and lift the opposite hand over, your choice. Very good. And let's very slowly on an inhale, lift up and open wide, taking up all that space. Breathing in, one big inhale in, one slow exhale out. Get proud. Breathe it all in. Good, and then on the exhale, let's turn the heels in, toes out. We'll turn the palms down and very slowly feel it all along the way. Coming into goddess pose, we'll slide the hands down the legs, toward the knees, open, stretching through the inner thighs. Try to keep the knees right over the ankles so we don't want them falling in. Try to make as if you can bring those knees way back behind you. We'll feel the inner thighs open up a little bit more. Good, take your time to get settled in this posture. You can go as deep as you want while keeping your form, or a little higher depending on what's happening in the hips today. Don't sweat it. Find your place in space along this journey to open the hips. Wherever you find yourself, anywhere along that journey is going to be great for your hips. Good, so take a moment here, ground down on an inhale, and lift up through the chest. Good. Maybe take an exhale. Let's add on here. Hands on the knees. Very next exhale, let's take our left shoulder, ground the belly toward the spine, and dip that left shoulder through. Think about a nice twist looking behind you. Also opening the hips. Inhale it back to center. And exhale, second side. Dip it down. Right shoulder goes in. Belly button goes toward the spine. We find that slight twist. One more time each side. I know we're building fire here. Nothing wrong with a little bit of fire in our feminine energy, right? Sometimes we need that. Dip it down. Good. Inhale and lift up through the crown, keeping the shoulders down. Last time, dip. Big exhale as you look behind. Good. Next big inhale, open up back at center. Good. Exhale, let's straighten the legs. Slide the hands up toward the hips. And then on our next big exhale, we're gonna turn the toes forward, maybe even a little bit inward. We'll get more space. Belly to spine, and we'll take it down for a wide-legged fold. Trust yourself as you guide your chest down toward the mat, toward the floor. Good, and then we'll allow the hands to fall toward the floor here. Take a moment to get settled, grounding down, pressing through the pinky toe edge of the feet. Good, keeping the hips pressing up. Belly button nice and tight toward the spine. Let's add on very slowly. Walk the fingers forward. Good, maybe bend the knees a little bit here if you need to. And on the exhale, let's walk the hands in through. As far as you can, don't force it, don't strain. We find that place in between as far as you can while feeling that stretch come on in the backs of the legs. Good. Very slowly bring the hands right back underneath the head. And then we're gonna dip into the left knee, lateral lunge, and take the right hand and lift it up. Open up through the chest. Reach the right fingers up. Deeper opening in the hips. Good, and then we're gonna play a little bit. So let's very slowly, keeping the hips low, we're gonna circle through a squat. Guide the right hand down inside the right foot, left hand lifts up. Ah, very good. Keep it going, flowing your version from one side to the other. Get creative, get intuitive. How do you want to take it? Maybe we need to keep the hands on the mat. We spider crawl it. That's all good. Maybe we have a little more strength here and we can let that hand flow. Maybe no hands. Well, look at that. Maybe not. Your choice. Good. Give me a couple more rounds here, cycling through the hips. Good. Big breath, big inhale, big exhale as you open. Good. Take it your way. It's your practice, your choice. One more time, each side. Cycling through nice and slow, your version, your choice. Tap into that expressive energy. Last time. And open. Good. Then as you're ready, we'll guide it back into guided low goddess pose. Palms of the hands on the mat. Toes are out. Heels are in. Sinking into the belly, so core awareness, belly button deep toward the spine. We'll free the hands and send the thumbs up and overhead. Ooh, yes, already feeling that fire burning. Shoulders relaxing down, or if we want to do less, bring the hands toward the waist. Good. Last thing here, pelvic tilts or pelvic floor exercises. We're gonna very slowly hug the belly button and the spine. You're gonna feel your pelvis tilt forward. Inhale, release, tilt it back. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, release, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Nice pelvic floor awareness helps for a lot of things. Pelvic tilts help to loosen up our back a little bit. Help even with a little bit of incontinence if we have that going on. Follow your breath here. Also, this is kind of the pose that women take sometimes when we are giving birth. So lots of meaning, lots of benefits behind this posture here. Give me a couple more reps, following your breath, inhaling out, exhaling. 2 more. Last one. Good, and we'll very slowly exhale and lift up. Good. Slowly release. Slide the legs together on an inhale. Let's prance that out just a little bit. Maybe we want to swing the hands. Find your breath here for a big inhale in. Soft, slow exhale out. Let something go.
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding.
Oh, Alexa's very expressive today, isn't she? Okay, we're swinging, we're releasing, we're drowning out outside distractions from wherever they may come from, including our own personal electronic devices. Good. Slow that ripple down, and let's take it down to the mat. I'm going to step to the foot of my mat here. Take a big inhale, soft knees and the hands down, around and up. Big exhale, belly to spine, spill it down. Good, and then on the exhale, let's very slowly walk out into down dog, your version. Good, pressing the hands into the mat, lifting our hip crease up and back, deep bend, soft bend, or tiny bend, your choice in the knees. Good, next big exhale, let's take it down into child's pose. Open the knees wide and sit the hips back and down. Let's just take a beat here, kissing the forehead to the mat, allowing the hips to sink. Tapping into those big, deep belly breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Letting it sink and settle. Good. As you're ready, let's press down through the palms of the hands. We'll lift up through the chest. Maybe imagine drawing a line with the nose to lift the chest up. Good. And then as you're ready, next big exhale, bring the knees and hands in toward the knees. We'll swing the legs around to come to seated. And we'll end with a little bit of nurturing. So as you are ready, once you find yourself nice and settled, and if you don't feel nice and settled, then take your time to make sure you feel nice and settled. Okay, so maybe you want to move some flesh around. Maybe you need to straighten the legs, find your place in space. You can even lay down on your back if you want to at this point in your practice. Then wherever you are, whatever you decide to do in this moment, let me continue to guide you. We'll inhale and bring the hands up and shoulder height. If we're laying down, just no angel them up in line with the shoulders. Good, and then we'll take a big exhale. Bring the hands to grip the shoulders. Allow them to relax down in your hands. Tuck the chin to chest. And just take a moment to hold yourself. Maybe you want to give yourself some kind, supportive words here. Maybe you just want to give yourself a little quick I love you, or not so quick, maybe it's a long, nice long I love you. Go with that. Just find that point. I tell my students whenever we get into a posture like this to hold yourself with the kindness and compassion that you would a baby. Right, so we would hold the baby like this in our hands, right? So imagine you are holding a baby. The baby is you. Nurture yourself. Just for a moment, take a quiet moment, nurturing, going inward. Maybe if we feel a little rigid here, we'll allow that rigidity to melt away with the warmth of our hug. The warmth of our care and concern. Allow that rigidity, that coldness to melt away. Couple more breaths. Give yourself that kindness. Give yourself that compassion. Give yourself that nurturing, supportive energy. And then we'll slowly inhale. Next big inhale, open the arms wide, and then we'll do that again. Good. If you can remember, we swap the arms. If not, it's okay. Just give yourself another big hug. I always forget, like literally always forget which arm was above the other. So if you do, just make sure you go circle back, cycle it in. Your choice. Find your place, find that nice, warm, cozy hug, and settle into yourself. Big inhales in and exhales out. Not often we can find or create the space or time to give ourselves the things that we give to other people. And as far as energy is concerned, whether it's feminine, masculine, or anywhere in between, whatever we give out, whenever we give it out, we have to replenish it, right? We have to replenish the energy that we give away. So replenish your energy. Know that you always can. You can replenish it. You can build it. Find it within. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Feel free to stay here loving yourself